asteroid noises.
Is that the...
Doug Space Nine, Doug Space Nine, Doug Space Nine, Doug Space Nine. Yay! Whee! It's Doug Space Nine, finally, hooray!
Welcome to Doug Space Nine.
Here we go!
I'm your guest, Doug Space Nine, and here's your host,
Jesse! I'm in the computer!
Welcome to your show. Come on in through the computer. And here's your host,
Jesse! Oh, okay, there we go. Wait, we're getting double audio. Hold on. There we go. That happens every day now. That's so annoying.
Double audio.
Yeah, okay. Hey, what's up, Italki? Okay, we're going.
Boom, 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 boom.
All right. So we haven't been on YouTube for a while doing Doug Space Nine. We've been streaming this on Twitch and then posting it on YouTube. But we've had people ask us to come back to YouTube because they like to be able to access the live chat, and YouTube saves it, and I love that. So we're back, and here we go.
We'll do literally whatever you say.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, Matt? I'm so excited. I'm in the computer.
Yeah. Get. It's my Jesse replicator.
So we're doing something a little different today. The Star Trek Picard trailer just came out, and we are going to watch it and tear it apart scene by scene.
Sure.
Because we're both super excited about it. So let's fucking do it. Here we go.
And I've only seen it once, so I'm due for a rewatch.
I've watched it a few times, and I'm pretty pumped about it. So we're not going to watch this all the way through. We're just going to, like, start and stop this a bunch.
We're not going to play. We are going to get through the end of it.
Oh, yeah, we're going to watch the whole thing,
Right,
but in, like, very small little chunks.
Yeah.
Very small little chunks. Okay, here we go.
If you haven't seen it, just go watch it.
Yeah. I don't want to get copyright claimed,
This
so.
is like the DVD commentary, so...
Yes. Okay, starting off, Chateau Picard in Star Trek Picard. I wanted to compare this. I mean, okay, first of all,
See the two.
it doesn't matter that this doesn't look like Chateau Picard from the old show.
You mean it doesn't look like the actual Chateau Picard?
I mean, like
The real Chateau Picard?
like whether or not it looks like it or not doesn't matter that much.
This
you
is
know?
do not expect a documentary about Chateau Picard. Expect sort of like a made-for-TV movie about Chateau Picard.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying that I care if it looks the same or not, but I thought it'd be fun to go back and look at the original and see if they look the same. Not because it matters, but because I want to. Not that I care. It's like, I won't be upset if it doesn't look the same, but what I thought would be a fun game
We're gonna
is that
nitpick it, but with no judgment on their behalf.
Exactly. And I thought it might be fun to look at the differences and try to headcanon what has happened between then and now. What do you think? Can we do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I already know the answer to all of them.
So here's Chateau Picard. Let's watch this again.
AKA Deep Space Wine.
Have you ever been a stranger to yourself?
Oh my god. Okay, wait. We see the inside.
Right. We see Picard's hands are old.
We got wooden walls. Sexy
Sure.
wooden walls.
Yeah.
Sexy old hands.
Look, that looks like brick to me.
That looks like brick to you.
Yeah, could-
Okay, no, you're right.
Could
Brick.
be faux brick.
You're right. It's brick. You're right.
Or did brick go extinct in the year 2399?
Oh wait, now we're getting ahead of ourselves. Okay, we can't talk about this communicator pin yet. Okay, so I did pull up the original episode.
Okay.
And here is Captain Picard from season 4, episode 2, I think. Family.
This is after he's just got done being an evil Borg.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, here we go.
And then this kid steals his wine casket. Mom!
Mommy, he's
I got a
here."
bag of wine!
Okay, so here's the building.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different building. So so here's what they did. They knocked the roof out. They put in some new walls. They
Okay.
expanded upwards, you know?
See, this does not look like a different building to me.
Really?
This could be the back of the building that we already saw.
Oh man, you're doing this the easy way.
You
Hold
goddamn
on.
right I'm doing it the easy way.
Hold on, let's go back.
Pause. It could be behind
It's
that
behind
tower.
that.
See that thing on the left?
Uh-huh.
It could be that.
And yeah, no, you're right. Totally. And when he walked in through this like line of trees, which
Sure.
we didn't show, but there's a line of trees here.
Oh yeah.
Although it's kind of under our heads. Here, let me move that up for a
It's
second.
a grape.
Let's move your head.
My
Go
head.
like this. There's a line of trees behind Doug. Move it. There you go. Good job.
Trees.
Line of trees. Okay, so then in the episode when he first gets here. Which is when? Which is here.
Highwayman, the robber who attacks travelers, but
Oh, is this?
They're like walking down this like row of trees. So I mean, this does look very similar.
Sure, this looks like a vineyard.
Yeah.
Is this kid gonna be there? His uncle? His weirdly.
No,
his,
you don't remember what
his
happens?
Uncle?
You don't remember what happens? To
Oh,
him?
they get fried later, right?
Spoilers. But this actor came back and played young Picard in the episode Rascals.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is actually Patrick Stewart's like real life nephew of some kind.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They're like, I don't know what their relation is, but
A
they're
little
related.
nepotism there.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, okay, and then let's see if we can find something inside the house.
The inside of the house is totally redone.
Here's the dining room.
Yeah. So what
But-
happened here
But we don't know like what room we saw.
doesn't
there's-
matter. I can explain this easily.
I think they only have one room that they shoot in for this episode.
Who see that his gummy-lipped brother there?
Well, I don't know if I'd call him that, but I do see his
The
brother.
guy with the weird high belt. This is how we
Robert.
wear
I
pants
do
of the
see-
future.
I do see Robert. Oh wait, look, we get more exterior here.
Yeah.
tired of fighting with you, Robert. That's right.
There's palm trees. This is California.
Space California.
Space California. I mean, isn't actual California space California because Earth is in space?
So this is New Space California.
Dude, I think Robert's outfit is awesome. Like, I mean, those are some serious. What are these called? Overalls?
Suspenders?
Suspenders.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the word. Some serious suspenders.
Yeah, it is a suspender with an aggressive belt.
It looks like there's been a drought since this point in time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, you know why?
That's not true.
Still haven't figured out that global warming.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so do we buy new?
It's a real walk and talk there.
Do we buy new Chateau Picard?
Why wouldn't you? What,
Yeah, why
what-
not?
what-
I think it looks
Okay,
great.
do you want a different headcanon?
Sure.
In a fit of rage, Picard burned down the old chateau. Once he remembered, like, oh right, my family got zapped.
Okay.
Because he's like, hey, I love this new Picard show. Will my uncle be showing up on this? My young uncle.
Yeah.
We're calling him uncle now.
And it's like, oh my god.
and they're like,
he
oh my
died
god,
in one
Picard,
of the
do you
movies.
not remember what happened?
Yeah.
And then he's like, no! And he burns down the chateau.
Okay.
And then they build a new one.
I'm in.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
It's a hologram.
I knew you could do it.
It's a hologram. It's not, this isn't real, he's not really at the chateau.
This is the holodeck.
It's a holodeck, right?
Yeah.
He's in his apartment. He's been drinking.
Uh-huh.
You know, he's like,
Okay.
"Ugh."
So he doesn't actually. He's actually like lives in like a shuttlecraft
Yes.
by himself.
Yes.
And he's just like a small shuttlecraft that just all it has inside of it is a little holodeck.
Him and
Like
Worf.
a solo holodeck.
Worf lives in the Defiant.
He went off and he found Moriarty in his shuttle.
He lives in the battle bridge because they're like, yeah, we don't use this. This is a really bad idea.
Maybe. Okay, here's what he did. You know how they saved Moriarty in his own computer program?
Yes.
I'll bet that they went and found that program, and then Picard digitized his consciousness, and he lives in that program because he wanted a friend.
Right.
But then he and Moriarty get in an argument.
Okay,
And
okay.
now they just lives on opposite sides of this fake galaxy. And he needed to like rebuild Chateau Picard from memory
Right.
because it wasn't programmed in.
Oh, and see, now it turns into a Philip K. Dick novel where he then goes on this adventure in this fake world that starts to make him think, what if this isn't a fake world?
Yes. Exactly. Yeah, and the answer is yes, it is a fake world.
It is, yeah.
Okay, we solved it.
Have you
Okay.
ever been a stranger to yourself?
I can't hear what they're...
Oh yeah.
That's okay, we're just attacking the visuals.
Do you want headphones?
Yeah.
We can hear it's really quiet. Okay. Hold on. We gotta look at his they dropped so much stuff in this trailer. So that's his movie era communicator.
Right.
Because the original one didn't have those lines in the middle of the gold. It was
Sure.
just solid.
Well, did they change them after the movie? Did that become, like, the new communicator for all communicators after that movie was out?
This was the Deep Space Nine communicator, and they made it the movie communicator.
Right.
So like
So this is not a movie communicator, this is Deep Space Nine communicator. Which is
Well-
important because that means Deep Space Nine canon is...
well, because like Picard wore this in his movies. So like there was a Next Generation communicator, and then they made this one that was slightly different. They made this one for Deep Space Nine, and then when they went to the movies, they had the main cast where the Deep Space Nine.
How is the connectivity of this communicator? Can you do group calling? Because this is a problem I have with TNG era communicators, is they don't ever do like, let's do a chat. Let's all get on board this call.
Yeah, totally. It's like, can we loop in Data on this? Can, like, Data and Geordi just have like a buddy chat all the time. Like, if you call Data, you always get Geordi also, you know?
That's by default.
But yeah, I think it's kind of cool that it's the last communicator that he used.
Right.
You know, as far as we know, because we don't know what happened after the movies.
Well, in the future, he has ones with lines through it.
That was a Romulan simulation. That wasn't the actual future.
The finale?
Oh, well, the finale was Q's fake brain thing. But
is it technically a real future?
We don't know for sure. But the one with the 4 lines was in Future Imperfect, I think.
Oh, right. That's
the one that the Romulans... where he's got the goatee, yeah.
I did the meme, the Area 51 meme about Barash and Riker and Space Cake, based on that episode. None of the Romulan stuff.
Yeah, but just the goatee.
No, not even Picard. Just Riker and Barash.
The kid. Right. I didn't remember what that kid's name was. Barash.
Barash, yeah. I'll show you that after we're done.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Nearly 2 decades ago,
That is such a great
sacrificed his life.
Oh, pause here.
Okay, so almost 2 decades ago, Commander Data sacrificed his life for me. That's what he said.
The best joke I've seen on this is, have you heard of Elf on a Shelf? Then get ready for, and then they just leave it at this. And then it took me a minute. It's B4 in a drawer.
Yeah.
It is perfect.
Which is actually what I wanted to say, is that this has to be B4, right?
That's what I've seen as his theory. I mean,
this is either...
Or somebody said it.
Or is it lore? Could it be lore?
I wouldn't even... To me, I'd be like, who cares? It's
someone. It's something I don't want to know. I don't think that this is Data. I think that that's...
It's definitely a Noonian.
Right, it's a Soong type android.
It's a Soong type android.
Okay, so...
This is as far as I'm willing to go, Your Honor.
So, in Generations, Data got blown up, and then it looked like he transferred his consciousness to B4.
I keep reading about this and seeing memes about this, and I have seen that movie, and none of that I have no memory.
So, it wasn't explicit in the movie, but basically, Data had that song in his head.
Is this the movie that was like an episode where it was like, oh, they don't do anything special?
That's Insurrection. Nemesis is the one where there's like a young clone of Picard.
That's the one that's still Shinzon or something like that?
Yeah, Shinzon.
Yeah, that's another one where I'm like, I saw that movie in the theaters. I have zero memory of anything.
I love that movie. I think that movie is great.
Okay.
I really like it. And everyone hates on that movie. I love it. I think all 4 of the Star Trek Next Generation movies are great. Insurrection is my least favorite, but it's still like a passably good movie.
Of course I'm going to love it, because I'm very...
You're easy to please.
Very enthusiastic when it comes to Star Wars and Star Trek.
Nice save. Okay, so in that movie they found B4, who was like an earlier model Soong type android.
Wait. What was his name again?
B4.
And what's the main thing about him?
He was an earlier model that came before?
Before?
Yeah. Is that what you're going?
Data?
Yeah, so he was made before Data, so his name is B4. We don't need it.
And people bitch about time crystals.
Hey,
like, go fuck yourself.
Thought it was cute. I never had a problem.
But there's nothing wrong with it.
B4.
B4's a great name. It's corny as fuck. It's like calling your computer species the Binars.
I just wish that Data's name was like...
Data?
I don't know, like C Now or something. Like I don't know, but like K9. I wish that it was another number letter pun instead of Data.
His name could be called Final Ship.
What
is the final ship build? Whatever, like a program, it's like that's it. It's the final.
Oh, right.
Code freeze.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, but I know what you're talking about, sort of.
Programming nerd stuff that I vaguely know.
I know nothing about programming. Okay, anyway, so B4 was like the earlier model Soong type android, and it had a lower intelligence capacity.
Right.
But then there was that song that was playing at the wedding that Data had like stuck in his head throughout the movie. And I love that, like...
All Along the Watchtower?
No. I love that there was... like, what was the connection with the song? It's been like a decade since I saw this movie. I remember the song...
From Star Trek?
Oh, no, he sang the song at the wedding.
Right.
Data sang the song at Troy and Riker's wedding.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then B4 hums the song at the end of the movie.
Which implies that he's gotten some of Data's consciousness is
the implication. And then there's actually a comic book.
which is weak as fuck.
I always liked it, because I'm like, I don't know what that means, but like...
Oh, you mean these two robots heard the same song? Like,
I never took it that way.
Is it a contemporaneous song? Did the song exist?
Well, I'll tell you, the first time I saw the movie, my
Is it
first
pop
reaction
culture?
was, there's something in this android that grows and learns like Data, and is attracted to this song like Data was.
Sure.
So maybe this android will grow into something interesting.
Did it get its memories from the colonists? Or did it never get memories from anyone?
Okay, so there's a Star Trek continue... Well, I think it never got memories from anyone. Okay. That's my guess.
Right. Well, that blows one theory, because I was going to go that one of the colonists knew this song, and that's why both of them know this song. That it's just
sure,
like,
maybe.
You know.
Well, maybe. I mean, we don't know that he didn't get the colonist memories.
Sure, it fits with my headcanon.
Because, like, did Lore get the colonist memories? I feel like he
just got the assholes.
I feel like he didn't. I feel like giving Data the colonist memories was part of trying to make a better android than Lore.
Oh, was that one of his jealousies?
Maybe I made that up. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, there's a comic book continuation that's like was supposed to be official canon, and we don't know anymore if it is or not.
It's not.
Probably not. But it was like the tie-in to the 2009.
Not by way I count.
It was a tie-in to the 2009 Star Trek, and it explained what happened in Nemesis to Data and B4, and it basically says, it basically like lays out that Data transferred his consciousness to B4 right before he got blown up.
Right.
And then basically overwrote B4 with his own consciousness and now has the new body.
Right.
Which is kind of weirdly problematic. It's like, I don't think Data would do that. He wouldn't like take over another sentient android's body, even if that android was like of a lower model, you know?
Yeah, it would have to be, you'd have to define the level of B4 sentience within the show.
Right.
To decide whether that's how unethical it is.
Right. Because if like B4 is identical except for his mental capacity, but he has the ability to learn and grow, then he looks to be alive by all, you know, all semblance of what we've learned through Measure of a Man and everything else. He seems to be sentient even if it's at a lower level. Right. Then you're opening a whole can of worms that is being just like wiped clean because people want to have Data back. Right. And it was kind of a fan theory that ended up into actual canon. Yeah. Well, actual canon, but but the movies are probably the only actual canon, so it probably doesn't even matter.
Right. Well, so the way that I measure canon and Star Trek canon, it's like the Bible, as I say. You pick and choose the pieces you like.
Right. The actual Bible does that.
Running the risk of winding up in space hell if you pick the wrong pieces.
That's so true. I learned about like the Dead Sea Scrolls in school. I was a religious studies minor, and that's what that's all about. Is like there's there are different books of the actual Bible that are not considered canon by some people, but are by others.
Right, but what if that's like you get up there and they're like, no, those counted.
Right.
Those were more important than these.
Right.
Like, well, someone should have told me.
Right.
Lots of people did. Lots of people did.
Right, but you know, I don't know. It's the same to me. That's like. It's splitting hairs in the way that, like, does Chateau Picard look the same or not? It's, like, also splitting hairs in a way that you're like, it's probably not going to get you anywhere.
But the Chateau Picard looking the same is important because they're both canon, so reconciling them... Although there's the argument about visual canon is never worth reconciling, because that's just purely the artifact of time.
Right. And also, Star Trek Discovery has already thrown away visual canon completely.
Which is... good for them. Visual canon is sort of
for better and for worse. I mean, like the Klingon season 1,
in a series, I think is important, but not like, you know.
Well, yeah, I think about this. Star Trek Picard is probably going to be similar to like its relationship to Next Generation is probably going to be similar to the relationship of Discovery to the original series, where they're showing the same ships and the same people, and it looks relatively the same, but the details are all wildly different because it's a different art department and it's like different people made it and they have different special effects.
It's the fact that it exists as a television show and it's not a documentary.
Exactly.
So when people argue about the Klingons online, I always just write in all caps, why can't they make the Klingons look like they do in real life?
Right.
Which is, to me, that is the sum to me of all arguments about what the Klingons look like.
Right.
Is
they are imaginary.
They look
creatures.
like Klingons because we're told they're Klingons.
They are as real as unicorns. Yeah. You know.
What I am so fingers crossed for one of these shows to do is to have multiple error Klingons in the same shot contemporaneously. So it's like a the human-looking Klingons from the
Augment virus Klingons, yeah.
The TNG Klingons.
Well, the movie era Klingons, they had those like the original movie,
right? With
the motion picture, they had these like little bumps instead of ridges.
Yeah.
And that's the first time they'd ever had anything there.
They changed, yeah.
And then it was like really consistent from TNG. Well, no, season 1 Worf and a season 7 Worf, and then it's pretty consistent.
Shrinks over time.
Yeah. And then it's pretty consistent for a while through Deep Space Nine, and whenever they showed up on Voyager, if ever.
Right. That was, and that's the one that so many people identify with as Klingon.
Right. And I guess Enterprise was consistent, which is what fucked everything up.
Right. That's when they
Enterprise was
DS9 fucked it up by bringing back Kor and
Kor and and Koloth.
3 of them who were the same actors from TOS, and they looked now like the modern Klingons. We're like.
That's true.
Augment virus aside, even that is not really
batshit crazy.
Good explanation.
But we all liked it because it was so cool that it happened.
Who cares?
You know?
It doesn't matter.
And that's how I feel about Picard. Is like it's so cool that this is happening that like the visual discrepancies are not going to bother me.
Yeah.
And I'm actually
they're fun to talk about, but
they are fun to talk about. But even Chateau Picard, the first moment I watched this trailer, I was like, that doesn't look like Chateau Picard. And I'm like, Jesse, shut up. You are stupid. Like, shut up. That was my first reaction.
I think it's funny that it even...
I had to tell myself to shut up about
because it doesn't even occur to me until someone else asks me. And then I'm like, I don't know, aliens burnt down the last one, they rebuilt a new one. Boom, done, move on.
I made myself so angry. And I'm just like, that's dumb. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so I put that down. And then that made me decide that I was not going to care about this.
That's a healthy decision.
Right. And then Data showing up in the end of this trailer, my first reaction is like, wow, Data looks wildly different. Spoilers for this trailer.
It hasn't moved beyond second.
We're 20 seconds in. We're going like a second a minute
You're
right
talking
now.
about
It's going to take us 2 hours to get through this trailer. But anyway, because Data looks different at the end, I don't care because I'm like, it's so cool that he's back.
Right.
You know, and that at the very end, I mean, that's either Data or it's B4 who's learned stuff, or it's lore and they found him. Like, we don't even know what android that is. Yeah. It seems like Data based off the way he's acting, but it could be B4.
I feel like it's Data. I feel like this is B4 in a drawer. And
yeah, I think this is lore in a drawer.
Lore in a drawer?
But I actually think that, because like, why would they disassemble B4 unless he stopped functioning? Like at the end of Nemesis, it looked like B4 was functional and was learning and was growing, and he like Data had those algorithms that were constantly growing throughout the entire show. Yep. So he was always becoming more and more human.
Turned out it was just a jukebox that played 3 songs, including the one Data sings. So they're like, you know what? We don't need this.
Oh man. That would be funny if Data only knew 3 songs, because he can't use contractions.
Well, no, B4. That's
B4.
Why,
That's what Data started with. That's like the floor model of Data comes with 3 songs, and one of them is the one he sang at the wedding.
It's the demo mode, like what would they be? The Sung stores?
Oh my God, Sung stores.
They're just like
that's
Apple
like
shops.
an Apple store.
But they're all over the galaxy.
Yeah, the Sung store.
Oh yeah, that's my new headcanon. Is that those exist definitely? That guy would self-brand for sure.
Yeah, because more Sung type androids pop up all the time.
All the time.
Maybe the one in the show
Sungs themselves pop up.
A 4th one that we've never even heard of before.
I wanted to make
Maybe it's a rebuilt Geordi that Data built. Wait, I said that backwards.
A rebuilt Data
that Geordi built.
I think they're gonna.
Wow, that would. How can we explain that in headcanon? That not only was Data dead, but he has since then rebuilt Geordi. Like, how can we explain that?
I don't know. That sounds like trying to say something like.
That's too wild. That's too crazy.
What if Darth Vader's a child-built C-3PO? That seems like insanity.
Moving on. We can't. I love this. I love like this crazy futuristic watering machine. I just love details like that.
What's so funny is that you asked me, have you seen the Picard trailer? And my first thought was the first trailer.
The 2-second long one.
Where they just show you a grape farm in France? Yeah, who cares?
I loved that. I thought that was great.
But I already know Picard's coming out, so like show me something more than a grape farm.
How do you feel about this trailer?
No, this one's more interesting. This one
was a little mind-blowing to me.
If anything, it has too much stuff in it.
I don't know. I feel like if there's this much in the trailer, how much is the show gonna have?
A lot.
I hope a lot. If this is it, if like the show is just kind of like we saw all the best moments in the trailer, that would be wildly disappointing.
It's not gonna be the best moments of the trailer, but it's the indication that there's gonna be more of this. You know?
Yeah, but we already know that like Riker and Troy are gonna appear in the show.
We only know that if we read things online.
Well, sure.
don't know
I'm,
that.
I'm trying not to read too much, but I have seen a little bit, and I have seen that.
Listen, I don't know much, but I do know that internet comments are not canon.
That's definitely true.
This is canon.
Last few years,
Sort of.
I
Pseudo-canon.
really tried to belong here.
I've seen a lot online made of... Well, actually, that's not true. I've heard on a podcast from someone who saw a lot online made of the fact that Picard has a dog. Like,
Oh, right. And the dog's name is number 1.
is that...
Seems very insensitive.
I love that.
But it never truly felt like home.
We like can't quite hear what... We need to be able to hear this dialogue. Hold on. What did you just say?
We're talking about the...
Hold on. I got a headphone right here.
All right.
I'll tell you what it says.
These past few years, I really tried to belong here. But
Okay,
it
he's
never
talking about how he
truly
tried to build a
felt like
life here,
home.
but it never quite felt like home. So we're getting like... We're gonna get an angsty Picard. He's like... living the wine lifestyle that, and he's not really liking it.
Right.
You know,
He needs to feel the vibration of a ship underneath his feet.
like something that
Clank of a walking on a deck.
something he always thought that he might love doing. He's doing and not loving it.
Right.
Yeah, which is interesting.
It's boring. He's like, yeah, this is why my weird lip brother hated it.
Do you know who I am? Everything inside of me says that I'm safe with you.
Admiral, I have encountered a woman. She came to me for help. If she is who I think she is, she's in serious danger.
Okay, so we've got this woman that we don't know anything about.
Who is predisposed to trust Picard.
Right. Do you have any like? Does anything? I mean, I'm not wild about trying to figure out what things are before they happen. Have you? But did it like pop in your mind at all? I wonder who that is, and did you have any thoughts on who it might be?
No, not even for a second. But
Me neither.
Can I tell you what I did wonder?
Yeah.
Can you go back?
Everything inside
What's the
of
pause?
me
The
says that
space bar?
Yeah.
I'm safe with you.
Admiral, I have encountered a woman. She came to me for help. If she is who I think she is,
Who are these guys with the motorcycle helmets?
Oh yeah.
that guy is like a... And he's got the green dots and the red dots.
And they're just like on the roof of a Walgreens or
And
something.
then... zoom.
she's in
So that's- I was curious about
serious
that.
Yeah.
Everything
I want to
inside
see
of me
this shot
says
again.
that I'm
Just a
safe with you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta
Space
move
Command.
the.
Look at this guy at bottom.
Yeah, I gotta move the camera so we can see
Oh, I
it.
see.
Here, let's see.
Ooh, he's got a little pop-up
Okay.
display.
Yeah, look at these uniforms down here.
So pads, finally they've got rid of fucking pads.
Oh yeah, the handheld things.
Yeah.
They got the holographs instead.
Yep.
And it looks like, I mean, this is kind of a modified DS9 era uniform,
Yeah, sure.
which is cool. But they've got different communicators. Like there's this guy over here
Dude, the,
who's got, like that's a new communicator we haven't seen before.
yeah, but they're like iPhones. They just come out with new ones all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And it doesn't seem like they're ever backwards compatible, so you have to get the new one.
It's just like orders.
I did think that was Admiral Janeway when I first watched it, because of course I'm just like, it's an older woman with white hair. They're gonna just keep doing these kinds of things, but it's not. It's someone
Right.
else.
Let's take a look.
counted a
She looks like familiar.
No, I don't think so. I'd be surprised if it is,
Yeah.
because that's too much. I mean, I already feel like
Right.
it's very past
if she is who I
leaning
think she is.
heavy.
It's interesting they're gonna have like young people doing action stuff going on here. Hey, what's
Yeah.
up, Mike?
Well, I think the bulk of the show, I think,
Oh, this is where I'm just like, oh, give it to me.
what are those?
Give it to me.
Spaceships?
Yeah.
Is that what Space Batman? Is that his people?
This is Space Batman's people. Like what?
Look at him.
Wait for it. And Space Batman. These are sexy.
Yeah.
We can't really tell what they are though.
They're probably just gonna be
Is it-
something new. They're just gonna be new. This is the thing, is that
Is
people
it might be a bird of prey.
could just be whatever. Could just be like, here's these new bad guys, and
Yeah.
everyone scrambles to write it down to figure out how it fits in.
I don't know. I'm excited to find out. And then what's going on here? Who's this guy?
Sometimes.
Someone told me that Hugh was in this, but
Hugh is in this.
do you know who he is in the trailer?
No.
Well, then let's just say it's him.
Maybe that's Hugh then. Yeah.
They've removed all of the Borg stuff from him.
Okay.
He's
yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Fully.
Well, yeah. I read that Jonathan Del Arco is in this, and I was like, holy shit, that's Hugh. Like, that's incredible.
Sometimes I worry
That's
that
so
you
fucking
forgot
cool. Like,
who
he was
you
one of
are.
my favorite. I mean, Captain Picard Day. This is just like, what's even happening with life? Like, this is insane.
Captain Picard Day.
Did you ever think you'd see a show with more Captain Picard Day in it?
What's Captain? Is that from TNG?
Oh yeah, it's like season 7. The kids are celebrating Captain Picard Day, and he's like really embarrassed by the whole thing.
So I think this is gonna just be peppered in the show, but it's not gonna be. The show's gonna be like all the other new stuff, you know.
Right. That's what it should be, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah, it's got to build something new. It can't just live on what was done before.
But-
Because otherwise, why are we making something new?
But the way that
Can't do it.
who is that?
Oh, the Vulcan Woman? I don't know.
Vulcan, okay.
But then this is Vasquez Rocks, isn't it? Isn't this where
This could be fake France. This could be anything.
Isn't this where the fight happened between
Kirk and
probably
probably.
Tully and Soren in Generations?
Oh no, I was thinking.
Oh, Kirk and the Gorn. It happened in the
Gorn,
same
yeah,
place.
yeah, yeah.
It was shot in the same place as where his final fight.
Okay.
Like where Kirk was laid to rest is like in the same
Right.
physical location on Earth. You know, on real Earth, as opposed to Star Trek Earth.
You need help?
Yeah.
Oh,
Boom,
Allison
new
Pill.
kid. Boom, new
Yeah.
kid. Yeah.
She was in what's it called? Newsroom.
Ah, okay.
That was a good show. She was good. I liked her.
You need protection.
This lady looks cool.
New lady. Yeah. She doesn't sing in shit.
New
That guy's probably too
Vulcan
creepy.
dude.
Probably freaks everyone out.
Yeah. He's like teaching Picard some.
He's gonna do this trick where he's like, and then it looks like a vagina.
That's totally what he's gonna do. Oh, it's so funny. So this is his new crew, I guess.
Yeah.
Be the captain they remember.
I've never seen a bearded Vulcan quite like this before.
Is he Vulcan though?
What, you think he's a Romulan, maybe? I mean,
know.
there was like Romulan peace happening in Nemesis, so it
Right.
could be that that's progressed. So it's so weird. Let me see if I can get a good pause shot. Well, we'll come back to that. Wow, what's all this shit?
Yeah. It's just
So exciting.
this. I thought was like, oh, is it Spock? But
Yeah, what she...
Yeah. Who's that act? Is that guy from Game of Thrones?
if he is, it's no one I recognize.
Okay. That's not Theon Greyjoy, is it?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I could pull him from.
I just
lineup.
thought that looked like him for a second, but I can't really tell. It's so dark, and he's wearing makeup. There are 5 lights. Yeah, this blew my mind. It's like a fucking Borg
Literally.
cube.
It's
But
been blued.
oh my god, that's right. It's been blued. I mean, it's still green, but it's like it's being attacked by a blue energy weapon, maybe.
I don't know.
Or maybe that's the shields because it's been attacked a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But this could be like Picard's nightmare. I mean, we don't know that this means that there's Borg on the show.
What if there's green Borg, blue Borg, red Borg, purple Borg, orange Borg?
Uh-huh.
They all have different powers.
Rainborg?
Rain Borg. That's the Voltron.
Mighty
Borg.
Morphin Power Rainborgs.
Yes, Mighty Morphin Power Rain Borgs. Thank you.
Yeah, I would watch that. And
Yeah,
then, and then
he
this
fucking drinks.
Oh look, brick wall.
Yeah, I told you it's a brick wall.
Yeah, but that's like it looks like the brick wall from this trailer, not from the other show. I got really excited for a second,
It's
and I
different
forgot
brick
where we
wall.
saw the brick wall. It was in this trailer. It was just so long ago that it.
But if this is at the chateau, it's my point is he ripped out all the paneling
Uh-huh.
because his stupid brother got fried, and he's like, why did this guy panel over brick wall? He's got carpet on the
You are
hardwood
showing
floor
no respect
for Romeo.
for his family tragedy.
He was kind of a jerk, and he'd had a good run.
That was so sad though. Like in the beginning of Generations, when he finds out that his family was killed, I was like, that was like devastating.
Total slice in space.
But like such a ballsy thing to do with the. I love that movie, Generations. I thought it was like the right thing to do because it kind of puts Picard into like an emotionally fragile state, and like what a weird, intense way to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like writing wise, I think it's just awesome. I fucking love that.
That's another
movie.
one I have to watch again because I don't remember anything from that really.
The Nexus and all that. I remember watching.
Yeah, the Nexus stuff is where it's like,
I love it.
Wait
I
a
love
minute,
it.
What are Guinan's magic powers after all? This
I
is
don't
like,
care.
I'm
I love
getting-
it. I was like a teenager when that came out. I was devastated. My favorite show had gone off the air, and then
Right.
that came out, and I saw it in the theaters. And it's one of 2 movies I ever saw where I remember shaking with excitement.
Oh,
Like I was
gotcha.
so excited, I was like actually shaking.
Yeah,
Like when. You know, I mean, it's all spoiler stuff, but you're here for spoilers if you're watching this.
We're spoiling a show hasn't even come out yet.
Right,
So
it's like all these spoilers are mostly in this trailer. But anyway, when Data gets his emotion chip, I was like, shaking. I was
You're
like,
like
I
this-
wanted
wait,
this for as long as I can remember, like having thoughts.
this is my impression of you when Data gets his emotion chip.
Yes. That's like when Data saves the day at the end. Yeah, nice.
Saving
High five. Okay, so we're getting 7 of
Boom!
9.
7 of 9.
A much more human-seeming 7 of 9.
Right.
Which I love. It's like, you know, remember that episode of Deep Space Nine where we see like a Odo in the future and his face has become more human and he's like more relaxed and kind of cool.
Yeah, and like a player.
I guess. Yeah, he's got
like,
some.
That's an Odo who fucks.
He's got some game. Yeah,
guy
he's got some
fucks.
game. Yeah, I loved that, and the acting choices were so good, and like getting to see a character who's like grown as he's gotten older and you know, chilled out a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely the right thing to do with 7 of 9.
Of course,
and I
otherwise
think-
it would be a terrible idea.
Right.
To have 7 of 9 come in and be 7 of 9 from...
be the same. It would be awful. It would be awful. It'd be like.
And I would hope that Jerry Ryan would go, you know what?
Exactly.
Hard pass.
Totally. Yeah, and the fact that she's grown and like evolved as a character makes her interesting in a new way that she's never been before, and I'm so excited to catch up with 7 of 9.
It seems that they're going to do a further dive into what it is to have been Borg and what it is to have been human, which is a club that is Picard, 7 of 9, Hugh, you know.
Yeah, and that's it, right? That's
As
all
far
we
as I
know
can
about.
think of that they've shown.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting concept to say, like, hey, these 3 people have something that's really unique.
Yeah.
And also part of this, like, huge existential threat to humanity
Yeah.
and to the galaxy at whole.
Yeah,
so
because
then
the Borg
my
are still
guess-
out there as a threat at this time, as far as we know.
And my guess would be that this girl that they're chasing around is also a member of this ex-Borg club that these 3 people are in.
Okay.
So
cool.
that's my theory.
I like it.
So then
I think that's great.
The I trust you Picard is having been part of the Borg collective consciousness where you have that, you know what I mean? So like
because he was Locutus, that's why she
right,
has that
maybe she
feeling to
was
trust him.
around. Yeah.
Oh, I love that theory. That's great. Yeah, well, I'm super stoked. I love the way that Jerry Ryan is playing 7 of 9. I will say that the moment she popped up on screen, my first reaction was, oh my god, this is like when they made Nemesis and they tried to kick out Troy and bring in 7 of 9. And there was this like behind the scenes thing going on. There was like a contract negotiation
Right.
that fell through and was kind of fucked up on like the part of the producers where it was like, well, this woman is like, you know, more conventionally attractive, so let's bring her on.
Right.
Which is crazy because Marina Sirtis is
Well, and she's
incredible.
currently the sex symbol of Star Trek.
You mean, oh yeah, on Voyager at the time, right? Because
Right.
Voyager was still on the air. That's true. That's another part of it. Yeah, and it had a lot to do with that, with why they tried to replace Troy with 7 of 9 in that movie, and it didn't end up happening, which is like wonderful because that would have been a travesty. That would have been
it would have been the
a disaster.
second time Jerry Ryan is like replacing the female character that they're finding to not be attractive enough.
Which is crazy because Cass was awesome.
Yeah, and I love it when they bring Kes back.
Oh, I hated that. That was.
I think it's great because
disturbing.
she's like pissed off and trying
Yeah.
to kill everyone. And I'm like, that's how I would get this actor to come back. Is like, hey, listen, I know we squeezed you out for Jerry Ryan, but what if you came back and tried to murder everybody?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sign me up.
I don't know. It's hard for me to watch because of what happened with like the actress in real life.
Oh,
you know.
that's a huge tragedy, right? But
Yeah.
I still think that's a great episode.
I guess I don't know. I think that I knew what had happened to her in real life before I saw that episode.
But why
so
doesn't
it,
any of the other episodes make you sad? Like those, what happens to her in the future happens in every of these episodes she's in.
I'm just right.
The
I lost my
actor's
train of thought.
The actor's life ends in tragedy in that episode, in any episode.
I think
she's in.
no. What I was gonna say is because it's like slightly similar to the way that like her actual life kind of turned in a negative way.
Right.
And it
I
reminds
see what you're
because
saying.
it like makes me think of that a
Right.
lot when
Kes
I watch
is a
it.
happy character and everything is good.
Right.
This episode is like, oh, Kes got fucked over by life everything is bad.
And her mind is like,
And then that's what
fractured.
happens
Her mind is
to-
like fractured, and she's
Right.
trying to kill everybody. And,
Right, and then the actor that has similar things happen in her life, at least in the sense of it taking a dark turn.
Sure, and I always was so upset that that happened to the actress because it's such a sad story, and then
Right.
the fact that the episode is kind of a reminder of that makes me not like the episode.
Yeah. See,
so I can't watch it with like
it's good that Jerry Ryan didn't have to then do the same thing to.
Marina Sirtis.
Yeah.
One of the worst parts about like Star Trek's history is the way that it has used women in sexy outfits to try to get ratings. Like it's an
TOS,
embarrassing.
I mean, it's like
it's an
there's a way-
embarrassing aspect of Star Trek's history.
I don't mind it because it's fun in a way, but you have to do it in a way that's not exploitive and gross.
Right. And
especially in the real world on set to the people there.
Exactly.
Which is what was
Exactly.
a real problem with some of the productions.
Right, and it seems like it wasn't as bad on Next Generation and was worse on Voyager.
Right.
It seems like Jerry Ryan had a harder time of it than.
Well, then there was the
Marina
issue
Sirtis
with
did.
McFadden Gates. Gates McFadden.
Gates McFadden.
Yeah,
Oh, getting
about-
fired after season 1.
But then I don't know the truth behind it, but there's allegations that she was being sexually harassed by
I heard that rumor
somebody.
also. Yeah, so the whole thing is like pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But what I do like when Star Trek, in its early seasons of Next Generation, it's kind of like equal opportunity objectification, where
Right.
the men and the women are wearing like revealing
they
outfits.
show the
I just think that's great.
The skirts.
I actually want people to wear skin tight outfits in the future. I think that's awesome. Like I wear a spacesuit whenever I can.
They're
It's
gonna have
not,
to-
it's not like putting Troy in like a skin tight spacesuit that bothers me.
Right.
Because they do it to the guys also. But when
they do it to the fit people. Like
Sure.
show a few
But
like
there-
husky
it
ladies
does-
and husky women wearing the skin tight.
Right. Like if you're going to
uniforms.
objectify equally, it can make a statement creatively. But if you're just objectifying women to try to like, use their bodies to turn a profit, it just feels wrong, And like that's where it kind of goes with Voyager and 7 of 9 in her her cat suits.
Absolutely. And the saving grace is that Jerry Ryan is a great actor, and that they did a good job of trying to give her good things to do.
Sure.
The downside was that I don't know if they fully balanced it with the other women in the cast at the time of the show. I think that after 7 comes on, that B'Elanna and Janeway get short shrift more,
Sure.
They make the writers go too far, I think, in featuring 7, personally.
Yeah, I agree. Voyager's
But
my...
I like 7, and I do like Jerry Ryan. I mean, it was...
I mean, I like 7, I like Jerry Ryan a lot, but Voyager has always been my least favorite of the series, just personal taste-wise.
I like it because it's batshit crazy Star Trek. And that's the thing that, like, not since... people are like, TOS is great, and until you're like, but I hate Voyager. No, you don't. You actually don't like TOS either, because that's batshit crazy Star Trek.
Well, we judge them on different criteria, which maybe we shouldn't.
Should not.
Yeah. Can you vamp for a second? I know every time I ask you to do that, you just stare at the camera.
Just stare at the
blankly,
camera.
but I need to grab one thing really fast. You're doing it again, aren't you?
I was pretending I went warp 10.
Did you turn into a newt?
I just stuck my tongue out a couple times.
Nice.
Yep. That was...
Okay, I'm
this is
back.
this...
Okay. So yeah, 709's in this, and
How
that's
do you know I
exciting.
didn't initiate
What's
sex
up, Matt?
with you as a lizard?
Oh yeah, that was that shot I was trying to get of his.
Oh, of his ship where he's not going to be the captain. He's just going to be cargo that's in the way.
No. Okay, so yeah, this. Oh, maybe the guy in the middle is the captain. Let's take a look at this.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
So,
that's
we
generally
got
the way this works.
That woman we saw before in Allison Pill.
That's
down there.
Good.
We've got Vulcan dude. Well, maybe he's a Romulan, but we think he's a
Right.
Vulcan. He seems
He's
Vulcan.
very
And
Vulcan.
Picard up there. So yeah, Picard's definitely not in command of this ship. But maybe he's like got a crew to go do his. Like maybe he's in command as like an admiral would be in command, but he's not the captain.
Yeah, it looks like a failed magician is in charge of the ship.
Yes.
This guy was like, I tried to be
Definitely.
child illusionist.
This is like Job later in life. Job Bluth.
Yeah.
So these this guy looks like a Romulan to me.
Space orc.
This guy is like,
They're like, angry Klingons.
Got
angry Vulcans.
yes, that is Romulans.
Picard is either
angry
being
Vulcans.
kidnapped or hustled somewhere for protection.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
Hugh.
this has to be Hugh then.
That's Hugh, yeah. I think the other one is Hugh, but healed up.
Oh, that's a bummer. Then is Hugh dead? He looks very dead.
Nah, but they bring him back. He's healed up in the other one.
Okay, so yeah, I guess like
Oh,
taking Hugh out of the queue.
are
What's
you
it
sure
called?
that this actor is Hugh by the face?
No.
This could just be a corpse of something that they're
Sure.
experimenting on.
Yeah, I just heard that Hugh was in this, and I don't know.
I still think he was
where
in the other one
is.
where I was saying they removed all
Yeah,
the shit.
maybe. Or maybe this is the same guy, and it's the process of it happening.
Yeah.
Great shot of Jerry Ryan. Running
Skating
down a
through
hallway.
steam hallway. Throwing lasers at someone.
Getting angry, throwing lasers. Whee!
Get out of my wine house!
Get out of here, Space Batman!
These grapes are mine!
That lady.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Engage.
He said it!
Hey!
I will never forget being a kid and Patrick Stewart was on the local news. Patrick Stewart was on the local news and they asked him at the end of the interview to say engage,
Yeah.
and he refused.
Of course.
And he
Yeah.
said, you'd have to pay me a lot of money to do that.
Yeah,
And
and
then
so-
laughed it off. And I'm like, that was
Someone
great.
did. Well, he's not wrong, obviously.
Yeah,
you know.
I loved it.
Now the good thing is that he did not turn his life into a joke
don't
about
want to-
Star Trek.
Game to end.
Oh, yeah, Picard, you mean?
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart?
Yeah.
I love that they're playing cards at this table. We gotta get Data center screen right here.
Yeah, this is the thing that I saw a lot of comments about.
I can see that, Captain.
Yeah. So is this Data? I mean, it seems like Data.
Yeah, it's Data. It's definitely Data.
Like, it has to be Data, right?
Right. Except we find out that the Sung androids also get older. So,
Well, yeah, we already knew that. I mean, yeah.
but a lot of people are complaining because they thought the Data would stay pristine forever.
Right. I have no problem with Data aging. We already knew that Data aged. Like, of course he ages. And it just seems like they've made some choices with how to, like, do the makeup that... See, I think it looks like there's, like, prosthetics on his face, maybe? That he didn't used to use?
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Or, I mean, he could just have an older, chubbier face, you know?
Sure, but I mean, like, when you look at the actor, I think they've, like, smoothed out, like, under his eyes and stuff.
Oh, I see, right.
Where...
Because that is making him, look human old versus robot old.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he's aged in a way that doesn't quite match how the actor has aged. So I'm not sure what they've done.
Which is what they
with
want.
the
Because
makeup.
if they just spray painted Brent Spiner,
Right.
people would be like, that's really weird.
Right, and I think that what they've done is probably, a good option. I think it's gonna work. Because
I can see that, Captain.
like when he's frozen, he looks strange to me, but when he's moving and talking, he
Yeah.
seems like Data to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, this is great. And people are complaining about his eyes being too yellow and stuff, but that like always was changing. And
But also, who cares? His eyes
who
are yellow.
cares?
He's got new
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
Or you know what? His eyes always just like this. You just have a shitty TV. Yeah, that's a visual thing that's like, if you want to address it, you can, but you don't have to.
yeah, I'm just stoked to have Data back. It seems like it's gonna be Data.
I don't know
mean,
why they CGI'd a bunch of wrinkles into this guy's face, though. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
there's so many wrinkles. It looks like his hair now.
I really have like no complaints about this trailer. I'm just excited. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not like the type of person to. I don't want to know anything more about this show than what I've seen in this trailer. Like I've
Right.
already maybe know more than I wanted to.
Right. The Hugh thing was one that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I thought was interesting. I did have the trailer spoiled for me. I hadn't watched it.
Oh, really?
You were like, there's a new trailer. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I'll watch it when I get a chance. And then I was Googling for it, like Star Trek Picard trailer. And then in the top few results, it was things like Jerry Ryan, Brent Spiner,
Right.
guest star in the
Sure.
Picard trailer. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, this is ruined forever.
Well, no, it's fine. I just don't get the one zazz. You
Man,
know?
that was such an experience.
It
Like,
also
watching
made me-
this trailer for the first
it made
time.
me laugh like, oh, I had a trailer spoiled for me. What a weird.
Yeah, dude, watching the trailer for the first time was wild. It was just like hit after hit of like, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing that. And I'm so excited. Because Next Generation is my favorite show of all time. I've always wanted more Next Generation, even
Right.
if it was like more movies or whatever. I mean, I loved all the movies. I just wanted more. I wanted to grow old with the characters.
Sure.
And the fact that that's happening is just mind blowing to me.
It's like my
So
friend
cool.
after he watched Godfather, binge watched 1, 2, and 3. He was like, I didn't want it to end. I wanted it to be.
I'm back in the computer.
He said he's like, I want Godfather in space if that's what they have to do, but I just want to see more of this family doing more of this stuff.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and that's how I feel. Like watching Data play cards with Picard. It's like really exciting to me.
Picards.
Yeah, I'm so stoked about it. Matt says this was the first time you've seen this trailer. Wow, that was the worst way you could have possibly watched it for the first time. I would guess.
I would do that though, like not watch a trailer and then just, react to it the first time.
Yeah. I would, yeah. I guess like as a viewer, I would probably would have, because like we're cutting it up so much.
Yeah.
It would have driven me crazy to watch it for the first time. I would have been like, what is the next shot? What is the next shot? Where's Data? You talked about Data, but I haven't seen this yet. Where is he? I would have been so angsty.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did it.
We did it.
Nice.
We watched the trailer.
Well, how are we feeling? Do we want to do...
We feel great because we've got great theories about the post-Borg human club.
Yeah.
We've got great theories about the Rainbow Borg Alliance.
Yeah.
Red Borg, Green Borg, Blue Borg.
Yes,
Orange
the
Borg.
Rainbow Alliance. So I'm like listening to you and like thinking about the screen at the same time. I'm sorry. I'm focused on what you're saying.
And that's it. Those are our takeaways.
Well, what about Moriarty and Picard living in a fake universe where they live on opposite sides of it? And the whole goal of the show will be to get them to be friends again.
Yes.
See, I would be into that. I'm sure that's not what this is, but that's a disappointment to me. Do we want to go over a Deep Space Nine episode?
If you're up for it, yeah.
The only thing I'm concerned about is that I didn't... maybe they're playing cards in a holodeck. That's interesting. Yeah. What's up, Sajaman? Welcome.
Yeah, I think you can't overlook the possibility that a lot of this is holodeck stuff. Like none of the kids, none of the young people, that's all the real world stuff, The
young people fighting is just Picard's.
Yeah, I think him
talking. It's just a program he made that he enjoys.
I just like watching kids fight.
This is Dixon Hill. Wait, let me go back. This is Dixon Hill. This is not Picard. Like, look at what he's wearing. Hold on, let me grab it.
Hey Dixie, we got another mystery for you to solve.
Yeah, this could be a Dixon Hill outfit for sure. He's like off camera, he's holding the hat and he's about to put the hat back on. Okay, so the only thing I'm concerned about is we didn't schedule this stream today, and I wouldn't want to disappoint Amanda or Andy or anyone that wanted to watch us talk about the Deep Space Nine episodes.
So we should pull the plug on this and then start a new one, or we should pull the plug and talk about
Arrow?
Yeah.
Record our next podcast. That feels like a good decision to me.
Because Picard is the Flash of the Discoveryverse.
Yeah.
There's been 2 seasons of Discovery. And now they're coming in with a new season.
On season 3 of Discovery, they'll have season 1.
It looks like it might be more fun than the other show.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so let's do that because I always feel bad if we don't schedule these ahead of time.
Yeah.
And we just like wanted to go for it.
This one we didn't schedule because it was a different thing.
Yeah, it was a different thing, and like
I do appreciate the people that showed up.
We've been every time we've tried to schedule this for the last like 2 months, it keeps falling through. So we're like, let's just do it on a day where we can.
Yeah.
And I also really wanted to talk through this trailer. But yeah, so we'll stop the stream, and then Doug and I are going to go record a podcast about Arrow Season 2. We actually already had one about Arrow Season 1. It's out. There's a link in the description of this video if you want to check it out. I just started on the Arrowverse. I'm like obsessed with it. I'm loving it. Doug has seen it before. He's rewatching it so that we can talk about it on the podcast. And
if you want to phone in or text in with any questions while we're recording, feel free to text me.
Here's Doug's phone number.
Yeah. You can message me on Facebook.
Yeah, and if you're watching this later, leave us a comment down below. I'll see all the comments, and then we will be talking about 2 episodes of Deep Space Nine at some date in the near future.
Sometime soon.
Join my Discord. We'll let you know when that's going to happen. And then if you want to find anything that I make, it's all at jessemercury.com.
I'm at Douglas W. Fail at various places.
Yeah. iZombie's also good. I've never seen that. I have to check that out.
It's in my queue. I haven't watched it.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Those of you who are here live, Matt, let's see, Mike, Sajaman, thank you guys so much for being here. Atalki, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for Doug Space 9 today. We will see you guys next time. Doug Space 9. Doug Space 9. Doug Space 9. Doug Space 9. I want to make like a synth pop version of the Deep Space Nine theme song. I've been thinking about that for a while. I want to do it. Bye, guys. See you later. Bye. Good to see you. Love you. Bye.